Hello everyone, this is Saujanya welcoming you to Edumon tutorials on Big Data Analytics. So today we'll be starting with the second unit in Big Data Analytics, that is about Hadoop, what is the Hadoop's definition, understanding the differences between distributed file systems and Hadoop file systems. So let us know what is Hadoop, its definition and its importance. Apache Hadoop, as named, is developed by Apache Software Foundation is an open source software framework used for storing data and running applications on clusters of commodity hardware. It provides massive storage for any kind of data, enormous processing power, and the ability to handle virtually limitless concurrent tasks or jobs. So, what is commodity hardware? That is, commodity in the sense very priceless or very less priced hardware devices. As we have seen earlier, it is a collection of open source software utilities that facilitate the usage of a network comprising of computers to solve the problems involving in massive amounts of data and computations. It provides a software framework for distributed storage and processing of big data using the MapReduce programming model. In the combination of all the software utilities, this Hadoop file system is capable of handling limitless amount of information, which in terms is called big data. Now let us understand what a distributed system is. A distributed system contains multiple nodes that are physically separate but are linked together using a network. All these nodes in this system communicate with each other, handling processes in tandem. Each of these nodes contain a small part of the distributed operating software which is responsible for them to communicate in the network, which makes them a distributed system. The nodes in the distributed system can be arranged in the form of a client server system or a peer to peer system. A client server system, the clients request a resource and the server provides that resource back to the client. A server may contain multiple clients at the same time, it can even serve multiple clients at a single time. But a client is in contact with one and only server at a single instance of time. Both the client and the server usually communicate through a computer network, making them a part of the distributed system. A peer to peer system, as shown in the figure below, is nothing but a collection of systems called nodes that are equally participating in sharing the data. All the tasks are equally divided between all the nodes. The nodes interact with each other as required as they share the resources. This is done again with the help of a computer network. There are a few advantages of the distributed system. All the nodes in the distributed system are connected to each other. So these nodes can easily share data with the other nodes. More nodes can easily be added to the distributed system, that is, it can be scaled as required by the organization. Failure of one node does not lead to the failure of the entire distributed system. Other nodes can still communicate with each other. Resources like printers can be shared with multiple nodes rather than being restricted to just one. Compared to the advantages, there are a lot many disadvantages of a distributed system. It is difficult to provide adequate security in distributed systems because the nodes as well as the connections are needed to be secured. Some or many of the messages and data can be lost in the network while they traverse from one node to the other. The database connected to the distributed system is quite complicated and difficult to handle as compared to a single user system. Overloading may occur in the network if all the nodes of the distributed system try sending data all at a single instance of time. Now, to overcome the disadvantages that we have discussed in a distributed file system to some extent, we study the Hadoop distributed file system. HDFS was developed using distributed file systems design. It is run on a commodity hardware. Unlike other distributed systems, HDFS is highly fault tolerant and designed using low cost hardware. It holds very large amount of data and provides easier access to the users. To store such huge data, the files are stored across multiple machines. These files are stored in redundant fashion, that is, in replicas, to rescue the system from possible data losses in case of failure. When a server A fails, it can be received, or the information stored in server A can be received through the multiple copies served in the other servers. HDFS also makes applications available to parallel processing. As shown in the architecture of HDFS, it follows a master slave architecture. The main elements of this HDFS are a name node and a data node. Name node is mainly responsible with handling file system namespaces, client's access to files, and renaming, closing, opening of files and directories. Data nodes perform read-write operations on the file system as per the client's request. They also perform operations such as block creation, deletion, replication, etc. We shall discuss in detail of this name node and data node in the later videos. So, in brief, the goals of HDFS are fault detection and recovery. Since HDFS includes a large number of commodity hardware, failure of components is frequent. Therefore, HDFS should have mechanisms for quick and automatic fault detection and recovery. Huge data sets. HDFS should have hundreds of nodes per cluster to manage the applications having huge data sets, as the information stored in a HDFS system may have the capacity of a zettabyte or a terabyte. Last but not the least, hardware and data. A requested task can be done efficiently when the computation takes place near the data. Especially where huge data sets are involved, it reduces the network traffic, thereby increasing the throughput.